Hello, everybody. Coping Skills here. Back with more Ren. Yeah, I'm a licensed mental health counselor here in Florida, and I've been on the Ren journey for a while now. I'm also a gamer, and I occasionally stream live on Twitch and YouTube just to either go over some reaction stuff or really what I got started with was playing games because I'm a gamer and kind of providing a mental health perspective into the gaming space. Um, but most recently, I did the chapters live stream. That was awesome. Thank you again for everybody who came and enjoyed that with me. Then I did Money Game, and then most recently did another big push song. But now we're going to get into Dominoes, into something a little bit more mental health relevant, I'm told. So I was told to get the tissues ready. So yeah, we'll see what's in store. But um, we'll get into it and I'll give you my take. So join me as we listen to Dominoes.
Oh, you built this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Oh, you built this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. You build us up just to knock us back down. Funny how you act surprised when we hit the ground. We're like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. So bleed me of all my self-belief. My smile shows all my insecurities. In the kingdom of Photoshop, kings and queens will never feel happy with ourselves, but insecurity sells.
Oh man, that's such a poignant line. I'm not sure when this was recorded, but here in 2024, right? Definitely more and more poignant. Um, Man, I see some social media postings with so many filters and different things on them. You can't even tell um, who the people are, and sometimes they're your friends, and you're like, "Who is this?" And then, yeah, um, but yeah, I think one of the outpourings of using so many filters and things just are false fronts is some people will get so used to seeing that then when they look in the actual mirror without filters, they hate what they see because it's not so picture perfect, even though it's you. Um, so yeah, if that's you, if you put on so many filters, um, I hope you realize it doesn't take picture perfect false beauty to be beautiful, right? You're beautiful as you. And one of the most appealing and beautiful things in people is acceptance of yourself um, and being confident in yourself. It's hard to do, right? Especially what Rin is talking about here with insecurities. And insecurities can come from a lot of different places, and some of those are out of our control. Um, a lot of different mental health conditions derive from underlying feelings of insecurity, from borderline personality disorder to even narcissistic personality disorder. Um, those present with some kind of crossover elements, but um, they're both rooted in deep-seated insecurity. Um, one is comes forward as a superiority over others, and one comes in wanting not to feel inferior to others. So overcompensation. So they can look similar, but and they're rooted in similar things, but the symptoms are way different. Anyway, Yeah, good so far, obviously. I like what he said there. It's in the perspective of you build us like dominoes. So I'm assuming he's talking about higher power. God builds us like dominoes and we fall. It could also be a reference to parents, I guess, because you know they birth us and it's their job to build their children up, right? But there's a couple of really strong lines there. Um, Yeah, so this one, so bleed me of all my self-belief. Man, I'll go back a little bit. Um, I like the one that he said, and you build us like dominoes, but you're surprised when we fall. Right? Obviously, dominoes, you set them up to knock them down. Right? Yeah, very good.
Knockers packed down, funny how you act surprised when we hit the ground. We're like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. So bleed me of all my self-belief. My smile shows all my insecurity.
Um, I wonder if that's kind of a tongue-in-cheek line for Ren because I noticed because I have the same issue, so I can talk about it, Brother Ren. Um, got a lot of crowding, right, on those the lower teeth, so they're all crunched up, and I'm sure to some degree today, but you know, when I was younger, that caused a lot of insecurity. And it's funny, um, kind of a tongue-in-cheek line, but when we talk about holistic care, and that's a huge thing for Ren because he had so many medical conditions that were causing some of the outpouring of mental health issues, but it stemmed from medical issues. But one of the things that can really cause a lot of mental health issues is actually dentistry, right? Your tooth care or how you perceive teeth. So teeth play a pretty important role in mental health care, and it can get overlooked a lot of times. But true holistic care will take that into account because it can make you shy. It can make you not want to talk to people. Um, Kids with braces, they don't want to show their teeth because they have braces. You know, once they get them off, that's fine. But and then also, if you go into the world of chemical dependency and substance abuse, um, you know, people who have struggled with the use of methamphetamines, it will rot your teeth really quickly when you freebase meth. So, yeah, gonna get back into that, but it's just a small thing, but man, it really stuck out because teeth are so important in the holistic care of mental health. Um, and sometimes just getting some dental work done can cause a lot of mental health issues to dissipate in some cases. So just wanted to mention that. But you know, I don't know how Ren feels about his teeth at all. I'm just speaking from my experience because I have crowding in the lower teeth, and I noticed he does a little bit too. And then he's commenting on it. So with Ren, it's not coincidental, right? Okay.
In a kingdom of photoshopped kings and queens will never feel happy with ourselves, but insecurity sells. Dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Oh, you build us like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. You build us up.
So I'm listening to the background sample, and I think it's actual dominoes falling. I don't know if he recorded it or whatever, but it sounds like you can hear it. That's cool. I really like that. Yep. So go back just a bit here.
You build us up just to knock us back down. Funny how you act surprised when we hit the ground. We're like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. I hide my head the sheets. 'Cause how can I face a world that ridicules the weak? Where beauty is sold on the shelves, forbid that we find it in ourselves. And now I'm broke, it don't come cheap. Oh, you build this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Oh, you build this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. You build us up just to knock us back down. Funny how you act surprised when we hit the ground. We're like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Araya was the most beautiful girl in this world.
Oh,
She shined like diamonds and rubies and pearls. But then, as soon as she turned 13, she forgot just how bright that it was that she gleamed. Stuck in the material world of magazines that glamorise fake and Photoshop beauty queens. Top 10 beauty tips making her feel inadequate. For the first time in her life, she felt ugly. So Araya stopped eating to lose weight. She spent her dinner money on some makeup for her face. But no matter how much she lost or how much she bought, she was never good enough, or so she thought. Araya felt she could never be loved. She started cutting her wrists and hiding her scars with gloves. At 16, an anorexic beauty queen, she collapses in a puddle of her tears and blood. 'Cause she never felt enough, she never felt enough. Your sellers sold this lie that we must buy to keep in touch. We can never buy enough, never buy enough.
yeah. So I want to go back and listen to some of that. But as some of you know, I have a daughter, so um, there's I think insecurity is part of coming of age, right? We all have insecurities. I think with teenage girls, it's it's more pronounced, and like typically, like as guys, we'll get made fun of for this or that, but sometimes in circles with the girls, they get really vicious about physical characteristics. So people can get torn down pretty quickly. I know that that's not touched here. It's about society and what society is portraying, and it does. We see all the photoshopped images. Everybody's picture perfect. And we can't measure up to that, so we feel inadequate, right? And Orion, his story turns um, to not eating and to cope, picks up a negative coping skill in cutting, um, all because for the first time she felt ugly. 13-year-old should never feel ugly. Absolutely. Um, yeah, so I mean, I have some emotions going on thinking of my daughter, um, and the song's done so well that it can't make you but feel. Um, but it's such an important topic to discuss as well, and try to break the stigma of what society pushes as beautiful. There's things that are healthy that should be seen as beautiful, uh, but not what society portrays at all. And it puts the picture out there like you have to be flawless, which is a fallacy. We all have flaws. We all have physical flaws. I mean, if you look at like the 80s and 90s and early 2000s eras, I'm not sure what it's like nowadays, but there was like story after story after story of these models trying to get incredibly thin and starving and feeling incredibly ugly, but they're the ones plastered on the magazines. So it's not like those that are portrayed as perfect and beautiful because there's so much photoshopping going on. Even the ones that are in that light still feel inadequate. So yeah, it's just a rotten thing. Anyway, I'll go back a bit here.
quit. For the first time in her life she felt ugly. So Araya stopped eating to lose weight. She spent her dinner money on some makeup for her face. But no matter how much she lost or how much she bought, she was never good enough, or so she thought. Araya felt she could never be loved. She started cutting her wrists and hiding her scars with gloves. At 16, an anorexic beauty queen, she collapses in a puddle of her tears and blood. Cause she never felt enough, she never felt enough. Your sellers told this lie that we must buy to keep in touch. We can never buy enough, never buy enough. All the riches in the world can't buy a sense of self-love. Funny how you act surprised when depression's levels rise, when you force feed inadequacy straight into our eyes. Television shows that praise the beautiful people, and talent competitions that just laugh at the feeble. Billboards, magazines, people turn to plasticine, molded like a factory. We're growing up to fear feeling ugly. It's lunacy, and not even a community. Cause insecurity breeds judgment, judgment breeds hate, no unity. And hierarchy based upon aesthetics is what makes a kid in school get bullied for genetics.
Yeah, so I mean, he's talking about bullying here, but I really liked what he said here. Insecurity breeds judgment. It can, right? Wanting to build yourself up by pushing somebody else down. You know, that's the cyclical part of bullying and being really negatively judgmental towards others, judging people for their flaws. Not in a way that produces any sort of motivation to like in a healthy way, right? It's just about building themselves up. It's not constructive for the other person. Um, and in society's sake, it's not constructive for the people. It's just to sell product. It's just to build their bottom line. And then he says here, no unity. When we're judgmental of others to build ourselves up, you're not united in anything. Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep it.
Unity and hierarchy based upon aesthetics is what makes a kid in school get bullied for genetics. And I felt so ugly growing up. The way that I looked sometimes got me beaten up. I mean, what the fuck sort of culture do we live in when we're defined by the shape of our face, when we're ashamed by the size of our waist, when we're imprisoned by the form that we take? And so we keep buying and spending. That's just how this story goes. You build us up just to knock us back down, and we just keep falling like dominoes.
So maybe thinking about it, you mentioned at the beginning that it's he might be talking about like a higher power or God building us, or our parents building us, but I might be wrong. It might be that he's just talking about how society builds us up just to fall, builds these idols of lies that just cause waves of depression. Yeah, beautiful song. Beautiful song. Yeah, great suggestion. Thank you guys so much. There was another version that I saw when I was looking it up here. So I just wanted to have this play. I just wanted to listen to it. So I'm not going to stop it. I stopped to remark on the other one, but I just wanted to see. This was on the Brighton Beach busking. So I just saw it. So yeah, I'm gonna hit a little subscribe and like here. Make sure this stays on good quality, and then we'll just listen to this one together. I would just want to see the busking performance and the audience reaction, and then we'll call it a day.
Build us up just to knock us back down. Funny how you act surprised when we hit the ground. We're like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falls. So please me, beautiful, my self-belief. My smile shows all my insecurity. In a kingdom of Photoshop, kings and queens will Never feel happy with ourselves, but insecurity sells. Dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Oh, you build us like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. You build us up just to knock us back down. Funny how you act surprised when we hit the ground. We're like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Hide my head under the sheets. 'Cause how could I face a world that really...
I gotta say, you see the hugs going on back here? I know a lot of you guys are huggers. You gotta see the hugs too, right? Like there's some hugging going on over here. Like right here. Like watch the hug here.
Dominoes falling.
It's gonna happen here in a second.
Build us up just to knock us back down.
Boom!
Funny how you act surprised
Got the hug number one.
we like dominoes,
And then here in a second,
under the sheets.
this person came. Boom! Hug again.
Face the world.
Gotta love the hugs, right?
The weak.
Sorry. Anyway, we'll play.
Where beauty is sold on the shelves, forbid that we find
Oh, man.
in ourselves. And now I'm broke, it don't come cheap. Oh, you built this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Oh, you built this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. You build us up just to knock us back down. Funny how you act surprised when we hit the ground. We like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Araya was the most beautiful girl in this world. She shined like diamonds and rubies and pearls. But then, as soon as she turned 13, she forgot just how bright that it was that she gleamed. Stuck in the material world of magazines that glamorizes fake and Photoshop beauty queens. Top 10 beauty tips making her feel inadequate. For the first time in her life, she felt ugly. So Araya stopped eating to lose weight. She spent her dinner money on some makeup for her face. But no matter how much she lost or how much she bought, she was never good enough. Or so she thought. Araya felt she could never be loved. She started cutting the wrist and hiding the scars with gloves. At 16, an anorexic beauty queen, she collapses in a puddle of her tears and blood. She never felt enough. She never felt enough. They sell us all a lie that we must buy to keep in touch. We can never buy enough. Never buy enough. All the riches in the world can't buy a sense of self-love. Funny how you act surprised when depression levels rise. When you're force-feeding inadequacy straight into our eyes. Television shows that praise the beautiful people. And talent competition just to laugh at the feeble. Billboards, magazines, people turn to plasticine. Hold it like a factory. We're growing up to fear, feeling ugly. Lunacy, a knife in the community. Insecurity breeds judgment. Judgment breeds hate, no unity. Hierarchy based upon the stacks is what makes a kid in school get bullied for genetics. I felt so ugly growing up, and the way that I looked always got me beaten up. And I said, what the fuck? What sort of culture do we live in? When we're defined by the shape of our face. When we're imprisoned by the size of our waist. When we're imprisoned by the form that we take. And so we keep on buying and spending. That's just how the story goes. You build us up just to knock us back down, and we just keep on falling. Like dominoes.
I love that one.
We love it too. Did you guys hear her singing? I don't know if you have headphones on, you might be able to hear it. If you're just listening to it like on your phone or something, probably not. But the person holding the phone or somebody close to the person holding the camera was singing the lyrics all through that kind of second bit. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, some other cool ones here too from maybe this channel. Englishman in New York, Voodoo Child by Ren, and Fly Me to the Moon. Little Frank Sinatra. Yeah, I'd like to listen to that one sometime. Oh man, very cool. Thanks for being here with me. Figured it'd be fun to just listen to a different performance. Yeah, such a poignant topic. Don't want to make light of it. It's extremely serious, especially when it turns to the negative coping skills, and those underlying things can be really damaging to self-esteem and to self-view and to self-love. Yeah, so well, thanks you guys for walking on this journey with me. We appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.